everything's going on. So you just saw Ashley Arrow over here show you how to make this amazing mermaid bling crown. So this beautiful bling crown is embellished with purples and blues, which is very mermaid-like. So let's get started, show you how to do an easy mermaid face on this gorgeous girl with red hair. She's just like Ariel. So this stencil is kind of like mermaid scales. So I will start off by just adding a little bit of these mermaid scales right in the middle of the forehead and along that cheekbone to be able to add that as a background. So I simply just spritz the color that I want to use, and then using my sponge I'm going to pick it up. So I'm going to do this in two tones. I'm going to use the two different blue shades. So on one end I will load it with the lighter color and then a little bit of this pearlescent blue. So when you are using stencils, you don't want your sponges too wet, because what's going to happen is you're squeezing and stippling it on, and if it's too wet it's going to start running. So I'm going to test it right on my wrist, make sure that it's in good shape, and then I'm just going to gently tap in the color, and then I will follow that same step right here. So just lighter blue first, darker blue along the bottom, that way you have this two-tone shimmer just like that, and then the same thing here. So I'm still going to be using that same sponge. I'm just going to reload it so that I can add some colors to her eyes. So I just simply spritz the colors that I want to use so that I can work up a lather. So I had the light color, a little bit darker, and then on the other side I'll pick up a little bit of that green so that I can kind of pimp out her eyes. So I'm just going to start off with a little bit of the lightest color right in the corners of her eyes. Go in with the darker, just sponging it in, and then finally with the green on the end to give her lid that three-toned effect. And then I'll do the same thing. I put the lighter, and this is the darker blue, filling it in her lid, and then that green right on the end. Had some leftover bling from this crown, so I'm just going to use it in this design. So I just pick up a little bit of Prosade. I have my Prosade kind of hiding in here, and I'm going to use that to adhere it to the skin. So I just picked up a little Prosade on a Q-tip. So once it's ready to be adhered to the skin, you just simply hold it in place for a second, just like that. So I'm adding that nice bright jewel in there. And we know a lot of mermaids are known to have pearls, so I'm going to use this Bling Makes Everything Better pearl kit to just embellish around it as well. Now these are self-adhesive, but for an extra stick you'll want to go ahead and put some Prosade on them as well. So I'm just going to just lift them off and add some pearls, getting smaller, right on the bridge of her nose, just like that, and then a little bit smaller on top. So when I place the gems down, now I can make sure that the background is all dry, and I'm just going to use my little drop brush to pick up some white paint so that I can create just a little bit more of an embellishment around her design. So what I like to do is use the eyebrows as my guideline. So what that means is I'm going to use that round shape over her eyebrows to create that arch. So all I'm going to do is, starting from the temple, I'm going to press my brush and drag it into the side of this gem, and I'm going to press it again, and it's getting thin as I come into that gem. And then I will repeat that on the same side, so it's a long, what we like to call teardrop, and then it gets smaller and smaller and finally smaller, just like that. And then I'm just going to kind of follow that same motion, press, 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 framing the eye, just like that. And the same thing on the other side. Press, press, in, just like that. You want to let your white dry before you go on top of it with any other color. So once it's dry, then I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this purple to just layer it. So again, with my little drop brush, So I'm just going to press and pull in right along the edges so that that purple comes all together, just like that. And you can use that purple on the lips as well. So just kind of dusting it in. And then finally, I'm going to pick up a few more pearls. Just going to frame the eye in kind of like a semi-C, just like that, to create kind of that really pearly effect. The good thing about these pearls is that they are self-adhesive and they're of different sizes, so they're really nice to just get smaller as you frame the eyes or anywhere else on the face. And you can go even down to these really small ones, which are really beautiful. Okay, so finally what we're going to do is just fill in her lip a little bit more, and then of course we're going to give her a little bit more of a mermaid eyebrow. So I'm going to, again, just fill up my little drop brush using my London Sky Blue. And then it's the perfect shape to create those eyebrows. So I'm just going to go right over her eyebrow, press and follow it. Just like that. Give her blue eyebrows, and you can embellish them, really make them stand out by adding glitter on top of them if you want them to, and a little bit of prosade to make it last a little bit more. And then we've got to give her a beautiful lip. So I'm going to be using the purple in the kit to finish off her lip. So I love this brush for this reason, because you can just get inside of those lips and cover them very quickly because of the nice round edge but flat base to it. So I covered her lip, and then right in the middle, because I love this metallic blue, I'm going to give it a little bit of a blend. Right in the middle, I'll add a little bit more of this blue. And then finally, you have a couple of options. You can go in and give it a little bit more detail if you want to. You can add more swirls, you can add more curls. And what I mean by that is, if you want to just give it any more detail work, you would just load it with your brush that is included in your palette, which is a nice round brush. And you can just go in and add all these kind of swirly, contrasting lines in any of the empty space, and I'll get a close-up of this in a minute. So I just kind of swirl it just like that. Anytime that you add thick and thin lines together, turn a little bit, inside of a design, you give it a nice contrast, and it'll help you fix any areas that you might have went too thick or went too thin on. And then I'll just add a few right in the corner. And there you have a fast, beautiful, beautiful mermaid face that anyone can do to embellish this awesome mermaid crown made by our very own right here. So kind of crown her and see how beautiful she is. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're enjoying these videos, subscribe to our channel. Have a great day, guys.